in a small dairy here.
And if you are, I salute you. But unless you are a fan, the shows may appear all the same to you. Glamorous hosts, eager contestants, and fabulous merchandise for the lucky winners. But there is one TV game show that is much, much more than that. Wheel of Fortune has become must-viewing for millions of Americans, and its hosts have become cult heroes. And I can tell you that doesn't always happen. Anyway, because Wheel of Fortune is so hot, we've asked our consumer correspondent John Stossel to find out why.
Yes, sir, it's Happy Hogan time and Masquerade for
From the first days of television, even when sets were so rare that people watched through store windows, there have been game shows.
Down what river did you float? And now, here he is, the one, the only...
Well, what do you know? It's me.
Many big stars have hosted them. Do you recognize this man?
Thank you, Art James, and welcome everyone to Concentration.
Is that you, Hugh? But no game show has ever caught on like... Not only is Wheel of Fortune the most popular game show ever, but because it's on twice a day, far more people watch it than watch any other program on television. 43 million viewers a day.
That's got a new hairdo.
The hosts of the Wheel, Pat Sajak and Vanna White, have become stars.
Our host is Vanna White. Oh, Vanna!
Particularly Vanna, whose job it is to stroke the prizes and turn the letters. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me first explain how the game is played.
Our first puzzle is a phrase, and I believe...
The object is to guess the phrase that's on Vanna's board. The contestant spins the wheel. If he lands on money, he guesses a letter.
T, please.
Yeah, there are two T's. That's the way to start. 800.
You keep spinning and guessing unless you pick a letter that is not in the puzzle.
How about an L, please?
No, I'm sorry, there is no L. Stephanie?
Then it's the next contestant's turn.
B, please.
Sure, 1B, $400.
Until someone solves the puzzle. Have you guessed this one yet?
What would you like to do?
I'll solve the puzzle.
All right, for that money, what is this phrase?
I wasn't born yesterday.
That allows her to pick some prizes.
$629. I'd love that sailboat.
It is yours, and you have $671 to go.
For $500, the music system.
And then they go on to the next game.
And that's it. There's nothing particularly unique about this show. So why is it the most successful of all of them? Well, after studying it for a few weeks, my conclusion is, I have no idea.
I asked Vanna.
I don't know. I really don't know.
Maybe Pat knows.
I have absolutely no idea why this show has gone through the roof. And I've heard lots of theories, but they're only theories. I have to assume it's because of the host.
Mr. Sajak, I would like to buy a vowel, please. And a free spin would be better, I must say. Oh, and to get to meet Sajak, like I suppose you could do better than that. No way.
Sajak is now enough of a star that they've done spoofs about him on Saturday Night Live.
What if we became best friends? Best friends in the world, so I would just like phone his house up and say, is Pat there? Just tell him it's me.
He seems an unlikely subject for this sort of stardom. He's so low-key. When I asked people in the studio audience about him, they said he's cute.
So what's your reaction to that?
That's okay. I mean, cute's all right. Cute pays the bills. So, if you're born cute, what can you do about it?
Vanna gets even more fan mail. She says a lot of people tune in just to see what she's wearing. Vanna learned show business as a model. And back in high school, she was a cheerleader in North Myrtle Beach, South Carolina.
I hope you're having lots
Even now, she cheers on the audience.
We're going to do one more, so have some more fun. Bye.
But that's not her only job.
I am the official letter turner. They call me the hostess of the show, but my major function on the show is to turn the letters.
There are 3 A's. That's a good buy.
And that's not so easy, says the show's producer.
And although it sounds strange to say that it's hard to turn those letters around, it is hard. I tried it for a day. And it is hard. You know, you see that whole thing and you're standing close to it and you have to get those letters turned around right away. And Vanna just picked it up right away. She's never made a mistake.
Now, she may be good at letter turning, but she does get some criticism about it. People magazine quoted Vanna as saying,
I know people are laughing at me because I'm a dumb game show hostess. Did you say that?
Maybe I didn't say it quite like that. I mean, again, I think some people do look at me for a job and say, you know, I mean, what is she doing? Do you call that a career? Do you call that a job? They call women furniture strokers and things like that. Sure, that's what we do. Vanna White turns letters for a living. But I think there's a lot of people out there that would kill to have my job.
And there are a lot of people who would kill just to get on the show as a contestant. Most weeks, 400 people try out. Fewer than 1 in 10 will be picked. First, you have to take a written test. This is to make sure you can solve the word puzzles. The people who pass the test go on to the next step. They demonstrate their skill at actually playing the game.
Lois, is that a break? Wait for the wheel to stop, Lois.
The producers playing well is important, but mainly they're looking for people who are at ease in front of a camera. Those the producers like get their pictures taken, and they're invited back for a final audition. They also get to show how they'd act if they were introduced by Pat.
Hi, Trelana and Sharita and Philip.
Those who make it to the studio find a pretty amazing operation. It's like an assembly line. They tape 5 shows in just one day. That means lots of clothing changes for Vanna. For Pat, too, though it's less noticeable. 5 shows mean they need 15 contestants, but they invite 17 to the studio, 2 extra in case someone faints or chickens out. We couldn't talk to the contestants. They aren't allowed to talk to anyone on taping day. They're even accompanied to the bathroom and forbidden to make phone calls. This is to prevent anyone sneaking them the answers. The contestants do get wheel spinning and clapping practice, and they're told to stay comfortable. They're also told what to do and not do when the cameras are on.
So you don't want to be doing this, right? Smile.
And they're coached on how to keep the game speeding along. For example, if you win, they tell you, don't look over at the prizes. Instead, just read this list. That's faster. And anytime, if you don't know where to look, just follow the signs. The audience gets coached during the show, in case people forget to clap. Another way they keep things moving, as contestants pick out prizes, Pat Sajak instantly tells them how much money they have left.
You've got it, and you still have 640 left.
How does he do that? Is he a math genius? No. Offstage, this woman works the numbers on her calculator, and she talks through her headset to this woman, who writes the numbers down on the blackboard.
Okay, that will take you to 260.
I love the elephant.
Sure, that's your story, huh? $124 to go.
All this keeps the wheels spinning along smoothly and profitably. In fact, the man who invented the game and owns the show says Wheel of Fortune brings in $80 million a year. It costs only $10 million to produce. That leaves an incredible $70 million profit every year. And who is this master businessman? Well, I was surprised to learn it's Merv Griffin. Yes, he's the host of a talk show, but he also owns and produces lots of other TV shows. He owns radio stations, runs a real estate business. Almost 1,000 people work for him. And of all his businesses, the biggest moneymaker by far is
Wheel of Fortune. It's probably the largest, most profitable half hour ever produced on television.
Merv says as a child, he and his sister used to play a word game called Hangman in the back of the station wagon on boring car trips. He turned Hangman into Wheel of Fortune. He says the show's hot because guessing the phrases is just a fun game.
You can almost not walk into a room and pass the television set if that puzzle is up there without stopping to figure out what that puzzle is.
It's easy enough that everybody can try for it.
Absolutely. And what fun, even now, for me to watch Wheel of Fortune and be able to get the puzzle before they do.
Well, you make up the
puzzle. I know I make up the puzzle.
He does. He also picked the hosts and wrote the theme music.
And that's also me playing the piano. Sounds kind of piggish when you think of it, doesn't it?
Really? I don't think so, but one thing does bother me.
Is it a little sexist to always have the man being the host and the beautiful woman going around posing with the prizes?
No. Would you rather have Vanna run the show and Pat could?
It's just always been the man running the show.
Yeah. The networks who generally control the most number of games that are on the air, in surveys, have always found that women are not interested in seeing other women as hosts of game shows. So you go fight the housewife.
And the bottom line is that people do enjoy solving the puzzles.
Doing what comes naturally.
People from Mick Jagger, who put the show on his latest album cover, to tycoon Armand Hammer, who, when he's not negotiating with the Soviets, is said to cancel appointments so he can watch the show.
Big money, big money, big money.
These fans have at-home parties. For our taping, it was the men against the women. The losers buy dinner. They take this very seriously.
These two are going to have a fist fight over who got this answer first.
Perhaps the principal attraction is just solving the puzzle and doing it just a little before the person in the TV set does.
Sneak. We've got it.
So what if you don't win the car or the trip? You did it.
How many of you have had the best time of your lives here with our show this time?
You know, that young fellow who appears in the opening in concentration, that young Hugh Downs, do you know, I really think he looks better today. Don't you?
I agree. I think he does, too. And I wanted to ask you, what do you think about Merv's comment that the audience, the TV audience, really wants to see us men in charge and you women should play second banana?
Obviously, I don't think very much of that, but I don't think that's what it is. I don't think it's a question of seeing the men in the powerful position. I think that most of those television hosts have a kind of sex appeal. You know, yeah, he's cute, gee, he's sexy. I think that's what they are relating to. The woman is the pal, but the man during the day is kind of someone they can sort of flirt with.
Merv says Pat Sajak is everyone's son-in-law, not a sex object. But I don't want to let that go. It doesn't surprise you that it's always the male host and the woman playing the secondary?
We could get into a long discussion. That's not okay with me, and it's the same thing that happens about news. Why do supposedly people only want to watch men being anchors? I don't think they've ever given it a chance the other way. But I really do think in the daytime it's a question of there being sort of sexy. Speaking of sexy.
You want a comment from me out of that? I'm not going to do it. If the next one of you contestants will now choose two numbers. Oh, no. Okay. Next on 2020. Trouble in our skies. Planes with pilots who can't speak English.